What is up, guys? We are back with another Blade HQ video, but today I am here with George.
Hey,
how you doing?
Doing great. Good to be here.
I'm happy to be here with you. We're going to look over your collection, but just a small portion of it, ones that are most meaningful to you, yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of other knives in there that y'all might not care about, but these ones are special. They have some fun stories.
Awesome. I'm excited just looking at what we got here, so let's get into it. All right, George, first knife on the table. Not much of a knife, you might say, but it is a Leatherman. Looks like we have the Charge Plus TTI.
Yeah, this one is an old one. This one, it technically is not my first knife. The first knife was one of those Cub Scout pocket knives.
Okay.
And my older brother had gotten one the year before, and he immediately got it taken away to a concert venue.
Oh, that's
And then I got mine, and then 2 weeks later, he was like, hey, I need to go to camp, can I borrow your knife? And then he lost it.
Oh.
And then, a couple years later, I got my Leatherman.
All right, so you normally carry your arc on you. Why did you pick this one to show us?
So I do normally carry the arc. I picked this one because this is where my knife journey began. Okay. I remember I showed up to scout camp the first year I had it, and my leader was like, whoa, that's a knife. And bear in mind, I think I was 8 or 9 years old when my dad gave me this.
Little George with a massive Leatherman in his pocket.
Yep.
And everyone's like, who gave this kid this Leatherman?
Yeah, full titanium handle, S30V steel. Like,
I dig it.
This is not the knife you give a 9-year-old.
No, that's like your dad handed it down to you kind of Leatherman.
Yep, but my dad gave it to me, and it's been on so many adventures. And
I love it.
Just has too much sentiment to me now.
Yeah.
To carry it every single day and abuse it the way a Leatherman ought to. I know I still have several years of warranty on it, but...
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's in good shape, but
Yep.
you upgraded to the big boy, so...
Yep, I carry this one, and this one has basically no sentimental value to me, so I feel pretty good about beating the tar out of it.
All right.
But this one, it's a special knife. It lives on my desk in a place of honor, and I only occasionally bust it out to use the glasses screwdriver because I lost the one on my arc.
Oh, makes sense. Well, if you guys did want one, you can pick them up on our website, $199.95.
They've been updated a little bit now. They have a bit of a different finish on them. But yeah, a very bougie Leatherman.
Now, I don't know this, but you told me this is one that you made.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me about that?
So I have a buddy whose dad was an early investor in Bitcoin, and then instead of buying a mansion on the hill, he just built out a really cool knife shop.
All right.
And I made this with the help of my buddy and his dad. And this one represents maybe the pit of despair in terms of like the, what's the word I'm looking for?
That's called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Dunning-Kruger effect, there we go. About like how you learn one thing and then you think you know everything. So this is a 5-inch fixed blade with a nice stout blade. And
it's big.
Yeah, now you have to guess, what steel should you put on this?
For you, M4.
M4, maybe like...
You like M4, that's the only reason I
love
guessed.
M4 because it's nice and tough and all that. I put M390 on this.
Dang, okay.
Does that belong on this blade?
No.
No, it doesn't. That's a good folder steel and it's great for all that sort of thing. But it's a good knife. I do like it. And what I really appreciate about it is how well we sharpened the spine. It probably throws sparks.
I was gonna say, I can see all the markings from where you're using your ferro rod, so you've definitely used this thing.
Yeah, this thing is a flamethrower.
Lights the table on fire.
There we go.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, I think that's cool. That's obviously a piece of your childhood and growing up in your knife journey, so I'm glad you included that in your collection because it's a cool story. All right, next.
So
the Griptillian.
The Griptillian.
Very good.
Yeah, this one's got the S30V blade. I remember this one fondly from when I got it. It was the first time, so I'd kind of just gotten into knives really, and at this point I had a lovely tax return that came in. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my homework and I'm gonna get a good knife.
Yeah.
And I got this one, and I love it.
Axis lock, saved up for it.
It's great.
I dig it.
Nice and light, a nice full-size blade as well. I really like this sheep's foot in the round hole opener.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that there's some Spyderco collaboration here.
I would think so.
I do love some
Oddly
Spyderco.
familiar.
Yes.
But...
However, my boss does not let me carry this knife anymore.
Why?
Because I have ADHD. I like to fidget.
Oh, okay.
And
George? George! George!
That's just a little terrifying.
he just hates it.
But-
He hates it so much. If I do it, he'll yell, George! We should get a video of him doing that. That'll be fun.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, good knife. It's super comfortable. I mean, a Benchmade I think is a perfectly good choice for a knife to save up for, just because high quality, and who doesn't want to own a Benchmade? So.
Yep. It
makes
wasn't
sense.
cheap, but I saved up and I got it. I guess Uncle Sam helped me a little there, but.
There you go.
But yeah, I think it was worth the investment. I paid full price. I didn't get employee discount or anything, and
Hey.
I still think it was worth
Well
it.
earned, you would say.
Yeah.
If you guys want to pick one of those up, $144 on our website. Good
You should
knife.
pick one up. It's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next. I see a Shaman.
Yeah, so
But
this one,
the exclusive that we used to have, right?
yeah, with the green micarta and the CPM M4. It's one of my
Yep.
favorite steels, you're right.
But you wore that micarta in nice, and now
Yeah, nice
it
and
looks
dark.
good. I dig it.
Yes.
What's the story?
So when most people start in the marketing department, they'll give them a knife.
Mm-hmm.
At least they used to do that. I don't know if they still do that. Do they still do that?
I was given an Acumen, a Sun Cut Acumen.
All right,
From
well.
the buyers, not from marketing.
Okay, well.
Same thing.
When I started in the marketing
got an
department,
awesome
my
Spyderco.
manager gave me this exclusive Shaman, and I
Pretty
love it.
Yeah.
Super good. And this is probably my sharpest knife, too. I tried out the Wicked Edge Pro PA.
yeah.
Not Wicked Edge. Work Sharp Pro
Sharp.
PA. Don't kill me in the comments for that.
George is dead.
And I quickly learned another Dunning-Kruger effect thing is if you just sharpen straight to a burr, sometimes you'll make yourself a little bit of a wider tip.
Oh,
It
nice.
still cuts really good, but I made a mistake.
Oh,
And I love it. And I carry it every once in a while thinking, you know, even if you make a mistake, it can still be sharp.
yeah. I really like the Shaman. I'd say it's probably one of my favorite Spydercos, just because of the handle. I think it contours super nicely in the hand, and it's really comfortable. And the compression lock, so good.
Yeah.
What a good knife.
Then in a trade, I also got the little native compression lock, which is
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
like the micro Shaman. Now all we need is a native 5
Now you have the
compression
baby.
lock.
There you go. You have
Just
all
a
the
mini
sizes.
Shaman. Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
The
so much.
trifecta. All right, well, awesome. Next, you told me a little snippet beforehand about this, but the Kalashnikov Imperial.
Yeah, so this one's a little special to me because when I first got married, my wife got me this for our wedding. I got her a charm bracelet and she got me a Kalashnikov. And I love my
As
Kalashnikov.
she should.
Now, a thing to note about Kalashnikovs is each of them has a serial number on the back, like how long,
Yeah.
how far in.
Yep.
And I remember I was really jealous because there's a guy who used to work here who got the Wiener Warrior, not Wiener Warrior, Desert Warriors with
Yeah.
both the 69 and the 420.
Oh, God.
And he's gonna sell them as a
That's
pair.
pretty iconic.
It is, but I didn't
Good
realize
for
I got
him.
so low of a serial number, 0340. So
Not bad.
Not bad.
That's pretty cool.
Probably the first production run, but I've carried it and it's worn in a little bit, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I pick this up and I think I am loved.
Well, that's nice. You can relate it back to your wife. But, I mean, this thing is beat up. You've been using it.
Yeah.
How long have you had it? Few-
6 years now.
All right, there you go.
been a
So
little
it's
while.
reliable. Get yourself one. We love Kalashnikovs.
The first spring did wear out though, so I had to
Okay,
go pick up another.
replaced
In
it.
fact, at BladeHQ.com, you can pick up Kalashnikov springs and just fix them yourself.
Nice.
It's very nice.
All right, I already don't like what I'm seeing. I like it, but I don't.
That's kind of
What is going on?
So this is the Desert Warrior Korvid XL from Concept.
With the
as
baby.
well as the mini Korvid.
Now, you always carry this at shows.
I
It's
do.
like your showstopper. You pull it out, and everyone's like, George, what is going on in your pocket?
My
So,
personal favorite was at SHOT Show this last year. I was at the
Yeah.
Wii booth and I had this in my pocket, and Ben Peterson was there.
Yeah.
And he says, George, what is in your pocket? And I pulled it out and I handed it to him, and he's like, oh.
he's like, why?
I'm like, you know you
doing
love
that?"
it. He says, I'm not sure that I do.
Oh, God. I mean, hey, it's a cool, it's fun knife. We love the Desert Warrior here, obviously.
Yeah, but it's just so fun.
It is fun.
I'm just afraid that if I do it like this, I'm going to cut my knuckle
Yeah, I
someday.
probably wouldn't have that open while you're swinging the big one around. That's a good piece to your collection for sure.
I think it is the magnum opus of the Desert Warrior line.
All right, next, a fixed blade. TJ
Yep.
Schwarz Confidant.
Yes.
Tell me
so,
about that one.
First of all, I'd like to formally apologize. We do not carry this one at BladeHQ.com.
Sad. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
We don't
TJ's a pretty up-and-coming knife maker in terms
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
of his own company, and he has a shop in Idaho, and he's cranking them out as fast as he can, but
Yeah.
you guys keep buying them from him. And that's because they're that good. So we have
Heck yeah.
MagnaCut on the blade. I think he goes to 63, 64 on his HRC.
Okay.
And
That's
then,
really good.
yep, I went to Blade Show West, and I got to meet TJ.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little side project I'm working on, a little mechanism, and he's a machinist, and he gave me a lot of really useful advice.
Cool.
And I also just love his designs, and I really wanted to support him, so I went and I got this from him at Blade Show West. And I built it out with him. So I did the black pivot collar, screw collars, OD green, black Cerakote, black Kydex
sheath. Yeah, and I saw on his website, at least the link I was looking at, you can customize it however you want. Different colors of Cerakote. You can get G10 or micarta scales. So, I mean, that's a cool little fixed blade. It's like the perfect size. Carry it on your, waist or in your pocket.
Yeah, I got a little clip and I carry it in my pocket.
I dig it. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's cool that it's from a relationship with another person in the industry. So those are always cool connections to have. So.
One of my favorite things is it's like a kitchen knife almost.
It's really slicey. That tip is so fine. I bet you can do a lot of good cutting with that.
And to that end, I'll usually carry it in my bag as hey, if I need to cut some food, I have this. And I was at a party and my parents were cutting a cake. And I don't know if you can see this here, but there's still frosting deep in my screw there. I just pull it out.
It'll be there forever.
It will.
There you go.
That's
just making
memory.
more memories with your knives.
Smells like nothing but cake.
That's funny, George.
Anyway, Schwarz Confidante. I love it.
All right, now this one, we got some beef with this one, George. So
I want it fair and square, Sarah.
I don't know. To give context, this is the
Gerber
Gerber
Fastball.
And George has it engraved for winning the Mario Kart Championship. We hold one every year here at Blade HQ. Whoever wants to join can play Mario Kart, and we all face off against each other. And George won last year, and I'm really salty because I lost to this one guy in our building who knew every single shortcut, all the different little cheats that you could ever do in Mario Kart.
Hey, you want to know something funny?
It was bad.
I didn't lose to him.
You didn't, but I did. So we need a rematch.
All right, tell you what, let's put some stakes on it. If you beat me in a rematch, this knife is yours.
This. I'll take it. I don't play Shy Guy, but
it's because only the
I'll
best
beat you
play
with
Shy
him.
Guy.
All right, fine.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
All right. All right, Sarah, here's how it's going to be. The final of the competition last year was Grand Prix on Star Cup.
Yep.
So it's going to be
again?
great. Let's do it.
All right, I'm ready.
Black Shy Guy is my man.
Light blue Yoshi.
Oh, and I got the blooper. No! That is dumb! Are you kidding me? 1 point! 1 point! Well, Sarah,
I did
to the
it.
winner go the spoils.
I'll take it. Even with the silly little Shy Guy on there, I'll take it. It says champion.
Well, my collection is now 1 knife smaller. Congratulations, Sarah. We'll rematch again one day and the fastball will be mine again.
Nope, I beat you. We're never playing again.
What? You can't do that!
Sorry, George.
Fine, whatever.
Sucks to suck. All right, George, that was fun. But let's get back into the knives. What's more important here? I see a balisong on the table. You love to flip a balisong around.
I wish I was better at it. I feel like I'm hey, I'm all right with this
good.
thing. But then I go and see the kids at Blade Show and I'm
I mean, they're at the competition for a reason.
Yes.
But for everyone in the office, I mean, you're pretty good. But we have the Talisong Z here from Eldon Tally, your buddy, right?
Yep, I picked this up because I remember I was a copywriter once and we picked up one of the original Talisong customs.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with this knurled texture.
Yeah.
And then I met Eldon and he is the man, the coolest dude.
He is cool.
Yep.
I have the trainer version of this one and I just sit at my desk and flip it. But yeah, I agree with the texture on the handle. It's really cool. And it feels like you have grip on the handle there where maybe some of them are more of just a plain matte finish or something like that. So
Yeah, but I got a thing for knurling, you know?
Yeah, and I've met Eldon. He's super cool, so I don't mind holding on to one of his knives or one of his balisongs.
Yeah, and then I picked this up after Eldon actually had me to his shop to start making a knife.
Nice.
That was 2 years ago and I still haven't gone over and finished it.
Oh.
Eldon, I'll be there soon.
2 years.
Yeah, and then to make this one last special thing, you'll have to zoom in real close. I had one of my heroes engraved right here on the handle. Do you know who that is?
Is that Bluey?
That's Bandit Healer, man. I love Bandit Healer. He makes me a better dad every single day.
That's so funny. When did you do that? Recently?
I think I did it last year sometime.
I love that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, I mean, what better person to put on the safe handle of a balisong than Bandit Healer?
I like it.
Except he's a dog.
I I think it's cute. Reminds you of your kids. There
I
you
love
go.
my kids.
All right, next, the Microtech Amphibian.
Yes.
Definitely one of your favorite knives you've been carrying lately. I see you holding it all the time.
Oh, I just love it so much.
So why did you pick it for today then?
Well, I had the chance to visit Tony Marfione once upon a time,
Yeah.
and I was talking to him about this knife. So this was an auto a long time ago, and it had that recurve blade, and it's designed amphibious-like.
Yeah.
Like, play with it in the water, play with it not.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned this a lot of times. I was on the swim team in high school, and once upon a time I got kicked in the pool, and it ruined everything in my
Sparta-kicked?
wall. Sparta-kicked. It was pretty great.
Oh, God.
But now I'm like, I must have stuff that is waterproof. And not only, like,
you
this
go.
is, I mean, it's G10, M390. It's stuff that is good in the water, always, on anything. But the fact that it's the Amphibian, it's got so much, like, fluting, they call it, but it's like
Yeah.
a ridged jimping.
Yeah.
And then a nice hook to it. It's just, like, it feels like something you could use in the water. And I probably go swimming semi-annually now, but I still pick stuff up
twice
like,
a year.
I can get wet in this, and that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
I like it. I mean, that thing is super rugged. It's huge. I was messing with it off camera, and it's massive. But
It's like a 4-inch blade almost.
I could tell why, if you are doing stuff underwater or not, that you would want something this large, because it can probably handle all of those things. So, makes
Yeah.
sense.
And I know there's been some concern out there about spine wax on the ram lock. I've never had any trouble with mine.
Yeah.
So,
Case closed.
case closed.
Sorry.
At least for mine. Your mileage may have varied, but mine has been very good.
I love it. All right, next, a little fixed blade, the Buck Alpha Scout.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
Magna Cut blade. G10 handles. I mean, that's a sweet little fixed blade. And I like your little
is.
lanyard.
yeah. This one's kind of this, like the fire cord stuff, where it's got the waxed jute inside the paracord, so you can start fires.
Yeah.
And then I also put a little ferro rod loop and
Oh,
a ferro
here you
rod
go.
on there.
Put it back.
Should I make more fire?
No. Continues to make fire.
Yay! Sorry. Sometimes ferro rods, you gotta get through that layer of oxide before it actually starts burning. Hey look, that's a pretty good burn on there, isn't it?
Child at heart.
Child at heart. Yes, and let me tell you about the thing about this fixed blade that I love so much. So this last year, Big Idea Design came out with a fixed blade called the Lookout. I love the Lookout. It looks really good.
Yeah, I've seen
Titanium
that.
handles and everything. And I was gonna get one, and then I saw this, and I was like, hear me out. We got a Kydex sheath, just like the Lookout.
Exactly.
This one is built for a hunt. Like, this is a hunting knife. It
Yeah.
wants to be. It's for caping.
Yep.
But I'm like, it's about the same size. We got G10 instead of titanium. It's going to be a bit lighter, but less bougie per se. And then a Bossy treated Magna Cut blade, and that's what sold me. They're about the same price.
Yeah.
I want both eventually, but this is the one that got me started.
You chose that one.
And it's especially fun for me because Lee Alfin gave it to me.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, you love Buck. You guys have a good relationship with them. I know you've been out there to visit them, so
Yeah.
that'll explain this one and the next one.
It
but
will. This
Why don't we
one,
go into that?
this one's memory. So I have a lot of
110.
knife heroes, yeah. And this one is a Buck 110, and it was designed by some of my knife heroes of Al Buck,
Yeah.
CJ's grandfather, and I got this one from CJ in Idaho.
That's so cool.
And then this last year, like just this year actually, at our storefront grand
beginning of the
opening,
year.
they came down and CJ had his little engraving pen. I'm like, CJ, will you sign my Buck 110?
That's so cool. See, that's just a special story too. I mean, this knife has that vintage, the heritage to it, the USA made. I mean, that is like the staple of everything outdoors for a USA made knife. So it's even cooler now that you have a little engraving on there.
Yep.
I mean, come on, that's awesome.
And I thought to myself, maybe this one should be at a place on the desk too and be cherished forever
You
in its
just put
current
it in
condition.
like a little box and just display it.
I could do that, but I think the Buck boys, they would want me to get out and use this
There you
thing.
go.
So I think I will.
Well, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right, next, ProTech, ATCF.
Yes. So another knife hero of
Operator?
mine. This is the operator, yes.
Sick.
A couple of knife heroes of mine actually is Dave Wattenberg at ProTech
Yeah, we love Dave.
and Bob Terzuola.
Okay,
And
yeah.
he is a genius. Like Dave said this once. He said every good idea in knives was either come up with by Bob or he was in the room when it happened.
Yeah.
And I got to meet him, and I got this, and he offered to sign it for me, and I turned him down because I'm like, you don't sign an operator. There's not a
know.
single
No
logo on
markings.
this. No markings at all.
The tritium button.
Yeah, but
That's
looking
cool.
back, I wish I would have had him sign it. I think I got to go find a
It would have
different.
been a cool memento, but
Yeah.
you can at least still use it now and not worry about ruining a signing or an etching.
Yeah, but his wife Susan gave me her card at Blade Show this year, so I'm gonna get his
out.
signature on a knife. Don't you worry.
Yeah, just get another one, and then you can get him to engrave that one.
Yeah.
But Magna Cut blade, right?
Magna Cut
G10.
blade, G10, and a more Terzuola-esque pocket clip than a ProTech pocket clip.
Yeah, for sure.
And it feels like a
see that.
ProTech, but it also feels like a Terzuola, and I just love it
Yeah, that's
so
nice.
much.
I mean, that's a good collab right there.
Yep, I was torn between that and the TR3, and I thought, let's do this one.
It's a little smaller,
Yeah.
just slightly.
Once
in the
again, I
handle.
still love the TR. I want to get a TR3
Tier 3 is
too.
awesome. And that purple
Oh, that looks so
That's
good.
on my
Brienne
list.
has one, and then she dropped
with
it
the pearl button.
and
mother of
scratched
pearl.
it. Oh, it's
she's-
such a beautiful knife, and she scratched it.
That's sad.
You know what? It's a ProTech. It's a military
It's
grade
meant to
knife.
be used and beat up. It's okay.
Yeah, but it's just sad to see that purple get the scratch. Anyway, enough of that.
All right, second to last, LionSteel M4.
Yes, this
Nice
right
little fixed
here
blade.
is my favorite fixed blade of all time. It is
Okay, that's nice.
so good.
You beat it up. I mean, the thing has the scratches. Is that micarta or G10?
Yeah, it's micarta.
Micarta. So I mean, that's well worn in. You can tell you've been using this since the day you got it.
Yep.
So what's the story behind this one?
So I remember I was a copywriter once upon a time, and the LionSteel M4 came in, and I held it, and I had the Olive and M390 one.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is kind of nice, and this is right after I learned about how I feel about M390 on fixed blades.
Yeah.
Now I think this one is small enough that it could justify, because like this has M390 and nobody bats an eye,
Yeah.
and its blade is even longer.
It is. It's a little bigger.
Yes, but I saw that, I'm like, I really like that. And then Kyle Burgess, Cougar Kyle, if you remember him. He
From
was a
Wii?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Wii. He was a buyer for us at the time. And he arranged this exclusive, and I had heard nothing about it until it showed up with a
Okay.
CPM M4 blade and this black micarta handle.
That's cool.
And I was like, I must have it. I ended up selling a couple of knives to get it. I was just like, I love it.
That's nice. And it normally comes with leather as a sheath, but you bought your own Kydex one.
Yep, I got this one from Armistice Carry. We do carry some Armistice Carry products, but not for the M4. And I remember I actually went and donated plasma to get the sheath.
What?
Because I wanted to be able to carry it horizontal.
That makes no sense, but
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
Blood money, they say.
There you go. That has earned it right there.
Yep, I love this fixed blade. I use it so much. And my favorite thing that I wish every fixed blade has is this one has a beautiful crown spine. And I hear them say, but a crown spine is not sharp. Well, this one is. I think they crowned it and then didn't tumble it.
Oh.
Because this
you can
spine
still-
can still make fire.
More
like,
fire.
It's so good. Hey, look, I made a ring.
All right, George, last knife on the table. Probably your newest one of your collection, at least on this table, right? Mm-hmm. What is that, the 8010?
This is the Cold Steel 8010, and this is my favorite folder ever made.
Yeah, you like that one.
Yep, so the one I normally carry is the S35VN G10 version. However, I went to the Cold Steel booth this year at Blade Show, and Jamin over there, Jamin Horst, is a good friend, and he knew how much I loved this one, and he let me pick out not just one of these, but also which serial number. So I put 97, the year of my birth.
Cool. So is this one that not many people have then, I'd imagine?
Yeah, this is a limited run. I don't know how
Alright,
many
sick.
pieces were in it. I think maybe 150.
Nice.
But yeah.
You got 97.
Yep, I got 97, and this one
Very
has
cool.
the CPM 3V blade and a DLC-coated titanium handle.
Nice. I mean, that's a sleek looking knife. For how big and rugged it is, it also looks really good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I really like it.
That's cool.
And-
Cool story behind it.
And my favorite thing about it is how faithful it is to the Demko custom.
Yeah.
So Andrew Demko is another one of my knife heroes, and I actually got to meet him, and he was happy to see me. It was like they say, never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
If your hero is Andrew Demko, meet your hero. What a great guy. He's smart. He's a big man. You can tell he works out, and he works in the gym, and probably fights people, and has chopped up more pigs than you can count. But he's also a gentleman.
Yeah.
He really values seeing people, and I went and I met him, and I was like, thanks, Dad. It's good to see you. And I'm like, oh, it was just such a wonderful moment. And now I have a special version of one of his designs that was made into a production.
That's awesome.
Now, to finish my 8010 collection, I just got to get an Andrew Demko custom.
True. That'd be sick. You
Those
gotta work
cost
that out with
a
him.
lot of money. I will have to work that out with
Chat
him.
him up.
Yep.
Sweet.
But I love the 8010, and one of the biggest critiques I've seen is the pocket clip.
Yeah.
But the problem with folder pocket clips, like let me just grab another one, like this Benchmade. See this little
Griptillian.
pocket clip is a lot more discreet. It's gonna be easier on your pocket, so to speak. Easier on your pocket as in like it's not gonna stick out too much.
Yeah.
This one is a bit of a frying pan of a pocket clip, but that nests perfectly in your hand,
Yeah.
0 hot spots.
It's very flat.
Almost fixed blade levels of ergonomic comfort.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we talked about that in our last video together, and
Yep.
I agreed. It fits so good in the hand, and you won't feel it when you're cutting or scraping or whatever you're doing. It just kind of sits nicely in your palm, so.
It's like a folding
Very good.
survival knife.
Yeah.
Yep. Well done, Andrew
Nice.
Demko. You're still one of my knife heroes, and this knife is the best folder in the world, in my opinion.
George will never forget this knife, don't worry.
Never, ever, ever. All right, well, I think that's what I got.
I love it. These have some awesome stories attached to them. I mean, you have a wide range from a Leatherman to a folding knife, autos, balisongs, fixed blades. You have it all on the table. So very good representation of, I'd say, you as a person, honestly. I mean,
Well, thank
you have
you,
a
Sarah.
story attached to all these, so that's really awesome.
Yep. Now we just got to do your knife collection.
That'd be cool.
She's got a lot of
It's not as
blue.
amazing. Yeah, it's very colorful.
It is very
So
colorful.
why not? But
Yeah.
sweet. Well, George, thank you. This was awesome. I'm honored you wanted to share these stories with me, and it was a lot of fun. And thank everyone for watching.
We'll see y'all next time.
See you guys.
We're looking good whenever you guys are ready. Sarah, hair.
Where?
2, 1,
What is up?
action. Wait! I already
You up?
Yeah.
Why?
Wait. Am I not picking up George's mic?
Can you hear me?
Alright. Let's do this. 3rd time's the charm.
Today we're gonna take a look.
Wait, I am not kidding you.
Oh my god.
Your mic stopped working, Sarah.
Mine?
Yeah.
What the is happening?
Did you accidentally hit mute?